Are Harley Davidson riders bad people? Are they a force for good in the world? Just because somebody committed an action that is bad, it doesn't make them the actual person. Are Harley riders bad people?
Yes.
Because they're real men.
Hi, my name's Eamon. Welcome to the channel. Today we're going to discuss this and more. And a huge thanks to all the supporters who've been buying t-shirts, caps, stickers, etc. What about all the charity rides that Harley riders contribute to? Does that make them good? So a huge section of society consider people that travel outside of normal circles as outsiders. And unfortunately, a lot of those outsiders get painted with the brush of being bad. That's interesting because just riding any road-going motorcycle sets you outside of what's considered normal. It's seen as dangerous, and therefore by default people can't help but think that you're a certain type of person. Perhaps more adventurous, a risk taker, a rebel. Maybe it just relates to freedom. You appear more free-spirited, and people of course want that for themselves. Now this is going to be different for different people because we all see things through our own personal filter. But motorcycles have an image of freedom and masculinity attached to them. So when it comes to the motorcycling image of freedom, Harley riders are on the cutting edge of this, the extreme masculine side, and you could say that the 1%er clubs are at the pointy end of that. Anyone who's ridden a Harley for a period of time knows that it's a solid wedge stuck in an open door to the opposite sex. Hang on, that paints the wrong picture. The image that the Harley brand portrays is very attractive to a lot of people. So of course people want a part of it, in particular men. Men aren't designed to sit in cubicles or to be stuck at home without any adventure or risk. But not everyone's willing to, or has the time or the finances, even the skill or the courage to ride a motorcycle. But some people just buy stickers and t-shirts, even Harleys that end up being garage queens. There's a lot of hate towards people who aren't so-called real bikers or just Harley riders in general. I think it's really funny because these people are just hating an image or an identity when everyone actually subscribes to some sort of image or identity. I don't see Harley riders making negative comments or laughing at an adventure bike rider who's fully kitted up, riding to his office job along the freeway. He's wearing all the right Paris to Dakar rally gear, and he's never going in that rally. You'd think people would lighten up. So where does the bad boy Harley image actually come from? People are mostly unconscious, and whatever the media tells you filters in over time. When was the last time a Harley rider was shown in a movie as a good guy or anything other than bad, rebellious, or a criminal? It's pretty rare to see a motorcycle charity run on the news, but anytime somebody in a black leather jacket gets into a fight, oh my God, the Hells Angels have descended onto town. Help us all, call Batman now, we need to be saved. Look at the way Harley Davidson was pushed forward into the mainstream in the movie Terminator 2. I think that was late 80s, early 90s. That's the sort of person that rides a Harley Davidson. And of course there's black leather, but why black? I'm tipping the origin is road dirt. Just wear something white and ride around for a while, or even stand around in a smog-filled city. Anything of a lighter colour is going to look crap pretty quickly. Plus we all know that leather's got great qualities that's going to save your skin if you come off. It's also much more comfortable and natural to wear rather than the plastic, estrogen-inducing clothes that a lot of other motorcyclists wear. Girly boys. Bad is associated with black or evil for a couple of reasons. Horror movies happen in the dark and black of night, and the bad guys always wear black. I guess in the black of night you can hide things, and that's what breeds the fear of what's hidden and unknown. And so it is that white is associated with good and black with bad and evil. Now I think we also have a problem with the whole concept of good versus bad. Just because somebody committed an action that is bad, it doesn't make them the actual person bad. And my experience says that you can see the quality of a person by looking into their eyes. The eyes really are the window to the soul. Most people are good irrespective of what they've done in their life. I haven't really met many truly evil people. Now crime is what most people associate bad people with, and here's a couple of things to consider. So crime doesn't come from poverty, it comes from the difference in wealth between people. The second thing is crime is slanted towards blue collar crime. That means people of lower socio-economic groups but it also means the types of crime that I would call easy. That's theft, robbery, street drugs, but also crimes that are committed when you're emotional or you're drunk. But the slanting towards blue-collar crime only happens because the guys in suits, the white-collar criminals, commit more complicated crime that's nearly impossible for the police to catch. Cops aren't equipped to catch insider traders who front-run the share price as it goes up, or politicians who take offshore payments, set up houses in Monaco that they're not going to touch until after they've finished raping and pillaging the community. The police are simply there to clean up the streets, keep the peace, and prevent us from storming the castle. Nothing more. So it's no wonder that blue-collar workers come up higher in the crime stats. So are Harley riders bad people? What do we see in the Harley community? I see a lot of people doing good things, toy runs, charity events, raising money in areas that the government should be taking care of. Of course, it's a cross-section of the community. There definitely are people from all walks of life. Now, a lot of people say Harley riders are thugs and criminals. What is a thug? Once someone stole a large amount of money from me, I thugged it back by twisting his ear because the police wouldn't do anything about it. Am I bad? Am I a thug? I ride a Harley. Some people say, and you'll see why in a minute, that Harley riders are painted bad because of the 1% clubs. They say they're all criminals and thugs. Let me know in the comments what you actually think about that. I don't know for sure because I'm not in that world, but here's my educated guess. So first of all, the word outlaw is not literal and it doesn't actually line up with criminal. Here in Australia, with its rich history of bushrangers, the term outlaw probably has a positive connotation because of our history. Now, we were a penal colony, but it was poor people that were sentenced to Australia for life for stealing things like loaves of bread when they needed something to eat. That's totally unjust, and I would say that the term outlaw can also then mean hero because of the oppression that people have lived under. It's the outlaws who gave the middle finger salute. That was then, but this is now, and society hasn't really changed much. Next time you get pinged by the highway patrol for doing 10 over on a dead smooth, quiet road, think about the Sheriff of Nottingham fleecing the locals and keeping them poor, in the name of safety, of course. And that's one of the reasons people have a fascination with outlaw clubs. Men need groups, structure and belonging. Most people aren't self-disciplined at all. Groups, gangs, motorcycle clubs, the military, to a certain extent all offer this structure, discipline and provide belonging. It's a discipline just to turn up to a ride or an event. Now, all governments and their puppet masters hate any type of organised group that's not in alignment with the ideals that they push forward into society for control. So even though there are many outsiders in society, I'm one of them, a motorcycle club, especially the 1% clubs, are organised and labelled. They're wearing a patch on their back. It makes them a threat, but it also makes them the personification of that outsider. It's like wearing a middle finger salute on your back. Now, the media shows all the arrests that happen frequently, so it's obvious that there's some argy-bargy with drugs, guns, standover, that type of thing going on. But are they all like that? That's the question. So even assuming that crime is happening at a particular clubhouse, it just seems improbable to me that 100 out of 100 guys are all involved and running a criminal enterprise. It's an illegal activity, so the more people that know, the more people are going to get caught, and you would think that the police are catching them more regularly if that were the case. So if you're a 1%er or part of the Miami Vice team, put in the comments what actually goes on. Tell us how it is. Outlaw biker YouTube videos get a serious number of views. People are interested. Shows like Sons of Anarchy get enormous numbers of viewers. People are interested. Harley Davidson has sold a milder but similar image. People are interested. That tells me there's a lot of men out there looking for something more. And it's probably releasing the shackles of the daily soul-destroying grind that everybody's been pushed into through the sausage factory that we call school. So maybe next time you see a 1%er ride past, you'll love them for the spirit of rebellion, or hate them because they've got something you don't have. Now, as you would have guessed, I don't think Harley riders are bad. We're all angels, top guns, all around good blokes. The hater will claim, nah, they're not tough guys at all. My take is that all men live in a real world or an implied world of violence. Some of the guys who look the toughest or the meanest have been through the worst of things in life, and the image they project is an extra layer of protection for them. You wouldn't know what they've endured or what they're capable of doing. Respect other people and it will never be a problem.